There's just some bands I don't know about, and Jane's Addiction is one of them.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. And what's the shoegaze band? My Bloody Dark Twisted Valentine. Yeah,
Valentine's.
You know what? I tried to get my one of the engineers at work to listen to Hate Watch on accident because we were talking about something work related, and I went to open my phone, and I found out that if you unlock your phone and Patreon, if you have a Patreon video opened up and it's a YouTube embedded Patreon video, it'll just automatically play. So it just resumed where I was, and I think they were reading off Adam 22's like Wikipedia. So they were like, he married Lena the Plug, and they made a sex tape, and they recorded the sex tape on the OnlyFans. It became the most like profitable sex tape, and you know what I said? I was like, this is so bad what I said. Yeah. I was like, it's a crime podcast. Like I tried to say like, oh, that's a crime podcast that I'm listening to. Like what's
oh my God.
But
like
all he could hear me say was like, is it crime? It's like, oh.
It's a crime getting married to Lena the Plug.
Yeah, I wish, because I knew the person was like kind of a boomer, so there's no way I could explain to them what they just heard. Where if it was instead like, what about that big gay retard?
Did they look at you like, what are you listening to?
No, I think
you just explained yourself for no reason.
I mumbled myself. I mumbled the word crime and then moved on.
Crime.
So for no reason.
Punishment. Yeah.
But I wish it was like saying something like gay retard. Then I would have been like, oh, that's my text tone. I forgot to put my phone on silent.
Mm-hmm. What have you been up to? We're going to do the thing. All right, hold on. No, hold on, everybody. Go ahead. Yeah, no,
I'll tell you in 20 seconds.
Steve and Steven, they have a right to call Timcast, Transcast, Mr.
Somebody should shoot him.
Steven, I have a gift to you.
Wait a minute. Stop everything. Let's watch some Stevie.
Steven, they're fans of mine, but I'm even bigger fans of theirs.
Maybe. Hi, everybody. This is Steven from Steven.
I'm Steve.
Okay, so maybe Nardwar, does he really make our top 4? I mean, it would be an honor.
I think he does. I don't know. I think it's also just his zany nature and just like, I think I made that list based on like who are the funniest people that could say Steven, not like who's our favorite people in general.
Squeaky voice.
Yeah. Steven. The obvious edit.
Yeah, the YouTube poop cut.
But I do miss the soundbite of Lex being like, but it hurt when Steven said I'm gay.
Yeah, that was good. Speaking of, I don't know if we talked about this, but Twitter is getting rid of blocked. The blocking feature.
People. Yeah. So we might get back on Lex's shit.
And Warts, Eric Weinstein.
Yeah.
Who blocked me. We talked about that, right? When I said I want to go Wartacost on him.
Yes. 6 million warts, 6 million pimples on his head.
He's disgusting, but he'll have to see me again. He can't hide.
He's already been trying to do damage control because he's like, oh, those are the Red Cross number said 200,000 warts on my head. I'm like, take a look at the topographical pimple pop stacks instead of smokestacks.
No, the ADL will go after you.
Yeah.
No, not the ADL.
That's right.
Yeah,
they're Jewish.
Yeah, I was thinking Disability League.
Anti-Disability League. This retard's got to go. We got to take him out. But what else about Eric Weinstein? What were the other things? He's got a wooden door, right? I don't know. The pus seeps through.
I don't know if we've really talked about him on the show, but when I first saw him like 5 years ago, it was him and his producer talking, and they're talking about like Joe Rogan or something. And they're like the effect that Joe Rogan's had.
Yes, it was him and Lex.
No, but there's one. I'm telling you a different thing.
Okay.
Of him and his producer, and he would just like set his producer up for some fucking big I don't know. Hold on, let me think. How would I put this? He's trying to get his producer to ask him questions about like physics and stuff, just so he can be like, "Hey, man, you're stupid."
Okay, to like flex on his own. Yeah, I see.
So he just bullies his producer for like an hour and a half, and shit's crazy.
So it's all just designed to like make him always be the smarter person. It's like how all those intellectuals are. They have to only create those worlds. They craft them so meticulously so they always look like they're smarter. But then when anyone says anything like nice warts, they like completely collapse. It's like they've built the tallest building, but what they build it out of? Jenga blocks and softly spoken, like the way they talk to, where they try to like lure you in. They're trying to hypnotize you, which is what we do on here. Did I say not
that
on
last
purpose
week?
though. Yes, you did, but not on purpose. That's an organic, calming, somber sound. They were trained from like the whale sounds because they used to have to sleep to like whale machines in order to fall asleep. So that's sleep, and That's why they talk like that. We talk like this because we're still learning the ropes a year later.
No. This is all chaos.
Now we're in chaos mode. The past few episodes have been in chaos mode, which is good. We need that chaotic energy.
Yes.
So it's because we've been asleep and hibernating for so long. You can only poke the bear so many times.
Yeah.
Eric Weinstein, that's his name, right?
Eric Griffin.
Peter Eric Griffin Weinstein.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like Nucker Carlson, like the negative Tucker. Yeah, I'm Nucker.
Nucker.
Oh man,
Damn.
We've got the soundboard working again. Should I do a quick dry run of the sounds, or should I save them? I don't know what they're all.
You should never just go through them like that.
Well, I don't know which ones are which, and they're
that'll
kind of
maybe add to
situational.
the, add to the humor when you think you're pressing one and it's the wrong one.
That's true.
Nucker Carlson.
What about that guy this guy keeps making all the media rounds saying he had sex with Obama, which is like some people, some libtards are saying like, why did he wait so long to come out with this story? It's like, because you will forever be known as the guy who smoked crack and had gay sex. Like you kind of don't want that to be on your tombstone. You know, I could imagine him waiting. Then he's like, oh, I'm out of crack money. Okay, fuck it. I'll go on Tucker's show.
Is he a crackhead? I didn't watch any of it.
I think he smoked crack with him and then had gay sex with him. Yeah.
No, Obama's definitely gay. You know, people are asking the question, does it matter if he's gay? I think it does.
It does, yeah.
I think if you lie about being straight that whole time, and I mean, your wife probably didn't even know.
Yeah. Your wife probably didn't even know she was your husband.
Yeah.
So. Shit. Sucking his wife's dick.
Yeah, Michael. That's Michael's dick. Which is the hotter daughter?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen his daughters in ages. Let me see.
You remember when the butt photo came out?
The butt photo?
Well, it was like the first time they were out of the White House, you know, whichever the older one.
I do remember hearing about it.
Somebody took a photo of... So Malia, she's got the...
I only know about his brother, Malik Obama, his half-brother.
Malik.
I'm not screen recording, so they don't know what we're actually talking about.
Yeah,
she's
they've never heard of her. Now type in... Oh, never mind.
Obama butt.
Yeah.
Naked Obama butt.
Type in Malia Obama's butt, but never mind. So that was a cool moment. But, you know, he's a cool dad.
Yeah, he is. He probably lets his kids smoke crack. He probably brought his whole family to go. He's like, look at this. This is progressive. And he had gay sex with that guy.
They should give him some money.
For
crack.
I think Obama gave him like $250. It was in the trailer, I think.
To stay quiet?
No, to give him crack. Which is weird. It's like, why would you give a guy money to go get the crack if you're already with the guy? Wouldn't he already have the crack? I don't know.
I don't know. It's like... you give a pig a pancake. Remember that book?
Yeah. If you give a mouse a cookie, and if you give a...
Fuck. I'm going to think of it first, man. What was the name of the other one?
If you give a black some crack.
If you give Obama some gay sex. Yeah. Haven't we had these ones before? These are old, bitch.
Shit. I didn't set them yet. Hang on. We're going to take a quick break. All right. We are back after that. Now we've got new sounds.
Wait.
That one I decided can stay.
Hold on. What did I say that... Why'd you hit the button to begin with? I'm going to say the same bit from before. This took 20 minutes, people, so I forgot what we were even talking about.
We're talking about Obama and his gay sex life.
Yeah,
it's something we all knew about. Same thing when he was smoking cigarettes.
Oh, right. So if you give a pig a pancake, you give Obama gay sex.
And then...
You press the button.
If you give the right SD card... the right sound effects, it can be played on the Zoom. That was the other one I added, so that was great. That was supposed to replace the sad trombone, because... like, now your guitar broke, and your trombone is sad.
This is a fucking bad day.
So I couldn't fix it quick enough.
I'm not that computer savvy.
You got that?
I'm not that computer savvy.
Who is that?
It's Quentin Tarantino when he's talking black.
Oh, wow.
I'm not that computer savvy.
What's crazy is I actually thought it was a black person, so he fooled me.
Oh, I meant to do the yo. I didn't add it. All right, I'm sorry. I killed the whole vibe of the show. No more Tucker talk. That's what I did instead. I settled for that. Did you watch any of the interview that when Tucker was interviewed by Dave on Tucker's show? Did you watch any of that?
When Tucker was interviewed by Dave?
On Tucker's show. Well, the trailer made it look like that.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I know. I watched it all.
How was it?
I thought it was a better Dave showing than he normally does, honestly.
That's good.
Yeah. I think Tucker doesn't ask any real questions, though. Or he asks such vague questions like, they're always coming after you. Why is that?
Well, to be clear, it's Jews. Just so we all know, it's Jews, right? Anyway, I'm firing at my own people. That's what he does, though, right? He'll like fire somebody if he's like, "Who didn't fill up my water? You're fired for the day."
Yeah.
If only he did that with his own kind, I guess. I don't know. It's fine either way. But at least Tucker's show, at least he's having guests on, and at least he's not doing that thing where he would just like record from his webcam and do like his monologue with no graphics. That's at least a step up. I couldn't stand when he did that.
No, but also, well, first off, the Dave interview had like way fewer views than any of the other ones. It had like 9 million views or whatever within like 24 hours. You know, every other one he's done has had like at least, I feel like 20 million.
Yeah.
And obviously the Trump one, I think that was the first one after Trump, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think the internet was broken down for maintenance when that one dropped. When that dude, I like. What if Tucker fucked Trump? Right. Can't. I don't want you to make fun of Ben, so I'll scroll past his whatever tweet he has.
Damn, who to follow? Amy Schumer. What, have you been looking at her account lately or something?
Yeah, I have.
Oh yeah.
You know what? It's like with Tim Heidecker. We are reevaluating everybody. So I went to
you're
reevaluate.
reevaluating Amy Schumer?
Yeah. She
And?
is funny. She's funnier.
No.
Yeah. She's
You'll have to send me something. I don't.
funny looking.
Okay. That was my boner falling off and still making a noise somehow. Damn, who's this fucking faggot? So currently we're looking at Tucker's set and he's got this guy with 2 fucking limp wrists.
That's the guy. Yeah, he was going skiing.
Oh.
Obama and Joe Biden. He's sitting in between them. That joke about the guy, the 3 guys sharing a bed, and one guy's like, "I had a dream I was masturbating," and the other guy was like, "I had a dream I was also masturbating," and the guy in the middle is like, "I had a dream I was skiing." That joke is based off of this man's story.
He did what when he was asleep? No, I get what you're saying. So this is the guy.
Yeah.
And he hurt his wrist so bad from jerking off Obama.
Yeah.
And also fingering Michelle. Is that what you're?
I think no, because Michelle has a dick.
Damn.
Allegedly.
So do we know anything? Have there been articles about this guy? Like, he's.
I think he actually like testified on the tweet. Jacking guys off takes its toll.
He testified.
He like testified in front of the fucking the people who he needed to testify in front of.
I'm gonna testify. Walk up in the club. I can't even think of something. Jerking Obama's
like before Obama was president.
Wow.
Let's see. What's the guy's name? A man who claims to have had gay Larry Sinclair.
It's crazy. We were born when Obama was already president by the time we were born. What was that? 10 years?
Yeah.
We were only like how old are we?
Yeah, we're in our 40s. Convicted fraudster. Oh, what? He's convicted? Well, this is Daily Mail. Tucker Carlson criticized over his interview. So brave. I can't believe Tucker sat this close to an actual homosexual is what I was like. That was my takeaway from this whole thing. Who is Larry Sinclair? Let's do...
Does he like smirk at him when he's talking about fucking him?
Yeah, he's like smiling. He's like, well...
Testify? Jesus. Bro.
Yes, to be clear. You know what?
I'm not that computer savvy.
Has a long rape sheet. I don't know. It's not worth looking into. You know, what I do want to talk about, though, is that article about the diarrhea Delta guy. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah, so...
what about...
So where were they flying to? Delta was flying somewhere to like fucking Spain, I think.
Yeah.
And somebody...
that's where Amber Heard
shut up.
lives.
And then, hold on, let me fucking tell the story.
yes-anding.
Okay, well, let me tell the story.
All right.
She did that there?
Not there, but
see,
she
this
lives
is why
there.
you can't derail me, but I can derail you, because if you derail me, I'm never back on track. You're just looking at Delta flights now. So anyway, let me lay this out for you. The Delta flight, guy shits his pants, and they had to make a U-turn and fly home because his shit got all over the plane from front to back. And it looked disgusting. I mean, I saw a video of it, and there was shit just in the aisle everywhere.
Yeah, I saw something. Okay, Barcelona. A apparent diarrhea incident forces Delta flight to Barcelona to turn back.
Where did they turn back to? Oh, Atlanta,
Georgia.
Imagine you're going on your fucking into the summer vacation to Barcelona, and then you had to fly
you're
back.
Like, what's that smell?
Well, you have to go home. That's the worst part. Somebody else ruins your whole trip just because they shit. I would sit through diarrhea for 4 hours, like smelling it, if I was going to Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean, how far away is that flight? It was 4 hours total, so they...
Oh, I'm guessing like 6 hours.
Is this Atlanta, Georgia to Barcelona? That's got to be like 8 hours.
See if the prices have dropped at all.
You can actually ride on this particular plane for free.
Biohazard, give me a break.
Seriously. A voice says on the recording.
Oh, come on. We're going to do something just because a voice on a recording says it's a biohazard.
This is a biohazard. Have you seen that video of this guy goes to propose to his girlfriend, and she goes to the bathroom and he says something about it on the plane, so like everyone is like standing up, but she like goes in and like has diarrhea like in the bathroom. So someone recording, you can just hear like the like, you know when you have diarrhea and it
was
sounds...
he standing outside the door?
He was standing close to the door, but the person recording was like right outside the door. Yeah, but like
shitting.
A bunch of people could just hear her.
God.
It's like, never mind. I'm not gonna propose. Actually, that was disgusting. But they all just had to pretend like that she wasn't doing that.
Well, and she has to pretend like, because she's got to think right away, like, holy shit. I mean, literally. Yeah. But also, did she say yes?
I think so.
It's kind of like you can't be Mr. Mrs. or well, Miss Diarrhea.
Mm-hmm. I think she said no because the one that was made for her was on another flight over here, shitting down the aisle. So. Could you also imagine? That's why Bane wears that mask at the beginning of The Dark Knight Rises. That scene in the plane, he puts it on, and like, will that kill you if we take it off? And he's like, it would smell really bad. I'm not going to try the Bane impression. You all know what he sounds like. I can do enough of a voice change for your brain will autofill it.
I can't get over this biohazard thing though. In quotes, they're using it on every article we've gone through, and it just keeps saying biohazard. And I just need to know, is poop really biohazard?
I think so. Yeah, the 2 girls, 1 cup girls, they like died. It was the rumor.
But is that a biohazard?
Yeah, because it's your biological insides mixing into other biological organs, and they're not compatible.
I was thinking of Bioshock. My bad.
Oh, yeah. No, well,
it'll Bioshocks you before it's a
yes.
or it's a biohazard, then it Bioshocks you.
There's a Bioshock game that takes place in the sky, so this was a Bioshock situation. This could count.
And we talked about. I really didn't play that much Bioshock, honestly.
I actually played them all. And what did you play? Just like the first one?
Yeah.
That was the best one. Yeah, okay. That was the best one.
I don't remember anything, so I'm. It's
actually really sad what happened with the games, because like the first one was like almost like a novel in the sense that it was just like the story of the game was like what happens if you took like libertarianism to its logical conclusion. And the logical conclusion is you create these great drugs that everyone gets addicted to, then they turn into like monsters. And then the third game was supposed to be like the opposite with like authoritarianism, but when that game was made, it was like right before all the like political correct stuff was kind of like just taking off. So they just completely made it super gay. Like at the beginning of the game, get this. They also pretend when they're advertising the game that like you can make all these decisions that affect the outcome of your character. So you arrive on the floating island and there's a mixed race couple standing on a stage and they're tied up. Mm-hmm. There's like a raffle. It's like you can throw stuff at the mixed race couple. So you pick up a baseball and you're given the choice to either decline to throw the ball, which outs you as like an outsider, so then everyone attacks you. Mm-hmm. Or if you choose to throw the baseball at the mixed race couple, someone stops you and says, that's
the big decision.
Yeah. So you don't get to throw the baseball at the mixed race couple. They make you think that you can, but the game is just like filled with stupid shit like that. It's like, what should the main character wear? Should they wear a blue tie or a red tie? And so it ended up like having no weight on the ending. There's only one ending too, so.
That's sort of like Fable pretended to do that, kind of. Like you could, in like Fable 3, you could have a good or bad outcome.
Yeah.
But that was like it, and then from there, it's just like you can alternate or, raise and lower your good level.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think your character they'd like change too, right? Like if you were evil,
you'd look like.
That was cool.
No, I liked Fable. Did you play?
Yeah, I played a lot of Fable 2.
Wow. Fable 2 probably had a better story. Fable 3 felt like a more complete game, if I remember right. And I think I played a lot more Fable 3 than Fable 2, though.
I think they did a Fable 4, and it was like you were just trans. So it's like if you were good enough, you were male to female. If you're bad, you're female to male, like Eminem.
No, that's not it. Well, I mean, sorry.
I don't know. No, you're.
No, but I think it wasn't even a good game. It was like a fucking, what was that Wii game? Remember they made the Resident Evil Wii game where it's what
like on
like
rails?
a side scroller or whatever the fuck it's called.
On rail shooter, like an
On-rail
arcade cabinet.
Yeah, I think that's what the Fable was. Fable
Really?
4 or whatever. So I don't even think it was like a real.
That is retarded. I'm gonna pull up.
They're making a new Fable though for the next gen consoles, I think.
I wonder if it'll be any good. Oh, people are talking about that new Starfield game.
Ooh.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like new. Oh, it's a teaser trailer. Yeah, your character's like, yeah, okay.
Oh, the character looks fucking stupid.
Oh my gosh, it's heel versus babyface.
Why does the character look retarded?
Can you believe they look more retarded than I do?
All right, nobody can see that, right?
No, they can't. I'm helping the viewers out on that one.
Oh, that's a famous person that people know online?
Yeah.
Okay.
He went viral because the new Starfield game has you choose your pronouns. So that guy actually went on a whole rant. And he's like, I can't even play a game without selecting pronouns. Someone actually also posted like a screenshot from the trans subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, I don't understand. I'm playing Starfield and I've said that I'm a boy, but I use girl pronouns, but everyone still calls me a boy in the game. So maybe it's like a secretly based. It's like, oh yeah, go ahead and pick your pronouns, but we're going to still call you based upon your biological decision at the beginning of the game.
Damn.
But you were excited for that game, right?
No, I thought it looked good, but I know that games like that never turn out good, so I don't have much of an opinion on it.
So I'm not going to buy it. But
If Fable 4 is cool, I'll play it though.
you know what? Actually, talking about like Fable and stuff, this was around the same time I started playing a lot of board games.
Wow.
So do you have any stuff on? Do you have stuff on board games? Or?
Oh yeah. Well, what's the weirdest board game you've ever played? Well, the shittiest game I've ever played is Settlers of Catan, but that could open up a whole conversation.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I'm sorry that
What's bad about it?
it feels like, I mean, I don't even know where to start. Okay, it feels like you play the same game every time, and maybe that's because I played twice and lost both times.
Yeah, you get the same ending.
It feels like you're teaching like a baby about like how to acquire, a few different things at a time. You get 3 woods and 3 bricks and 3.
How? By just explaining the game?
No, not you.
Oh, okay.
Just the game itself feels like, I don't know, there's not much going on.
It is kind of like a mid-wits game because it's like it's not as simple and dumb as like Sorry, but it's not as complex as like what Dungeons and Dragons. So it is kind of like a weird like middle ground game.
I just don't even, when I play it, I don't understand how to strategize at all. It's like there's too many like variables outside my control or something,
But don't you like chaos? You thrive in the chaos.
No, it feels like I'm confined. It feels like, oh, now I have to build this next road or this next road. I want to be, playing Risk. I want to be taking out, you and then your wife and killing you.
And taking our countries. Do you get to do whole country? Is it the whole world in Risk?
Oh, yeah. You don't know Risk?
No, I've never actually played it. We've tried to play it before, but
it takes forever to play. But
and that's what I do like about Catan. At least the games are shorter. How long can a Risk game go for? Like a day?
Well, like 3 or 4 hours.
That's
if
pretty
you're playing
long.
with me, maybe 2.5 because I'll be winning so hard. No, also we would play Risk in high school, like 4 or 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
We probably played it like 5 or 6 times, but it's good too because there's a social element to it where it's like, I won't attack you if you don't attack him, and then I just turn on everybody at the end, and it's a great feeling, and it's like they're really not going to fall for it a third time, right? It's like this is our 3rd time playing. I've taken over the first 2 times. This time, look, it doesn't even benefit me to backstab you. Like it's like literally we're all just playing to win.
Yeah.
Obviously, it benefits me to backstab other people I'm playing Risk with.
I can just imagine. Yeah, I can imagine you doing like a speech and winning over their trust, and that is funny. That's a good. I didn't play too many obscure board games, but I do remember like homosexuality was described to me through the game of life. Because that was a game I liked to play a lot as a kid. I just thought the cars were cool and like you could like have a family. And my friend David, he was like obese. He also really liked Tim and Eric. He would show me Tim and Eric stuff, but it was a little too nuanced for my like. We were the same age, but I just like didn't understand what he was showing me. But he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be gay in the game," and I was like, "You can't be gay because what if you land on a space where you have a kid?" And he's like, my husband will get pregnant. And I was like, wow, I never knew that like gays could get pregnant like that. And then I would just think about like, oh, what if I was a girl and then I just come on the board.
Yeah, I was like, wait, so I can have 5 wives in this game?
Yeah.
That's what I thought when I played. I was like, who's going to be the front seat bitch and who's going to be the back seat bitch? That would be fun. It's like a harem builder or whatever.
Yeah. you have to, it's like a Mormon game. And you have to, please them all or like kill one of them
Or they could blend it with Risk, right? And then when you take over somebody's country, you get to take like a woman
all
from
their
there
wives.
Yeah. Then it's like blended with Guess Who.
Yeah.
So it's like the board with all the different faces, and it's like I want the one,
Oh, okay. So you get to like pillage and rape
with the good hips, the breeding hips.
You knock down like all of the Armenian women when you want the good hips.
Did you ever try to mix 2 board games together?
I actually feel like I might have, but I don't remember like what it was because that does sound familiar of me being like getting super ambitious. Like, oh, the problem isn't that I have no friends to play this with. The problem is that it's 1 versus 2 games. Like I totally would have.
No, like Riskopoly or whatever, where you risk in Monopoly.
I feel like I just used Monopoly money in the game of life. That's probably it.
Wait, doesn't life have money? It's already.
Yeah, I just traded. I think I lost the money for life. And then I just used Monopoly money instead. Somebody
should make a better version of life, but maybe that's the beauty of life is that it only takes like an hour to play. And if you want to play again, you can. Mm-hmm. But, somebody could really make like a whole simulator out of it that takes forever to play.
And you could like be homeless. And
like there's 20 different ways to die.
And kill people.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Well, then that's where like Clue comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do like a version of Clue where I would play as like Mr. Mustard. And I just like play with the toys as action figures because I had like
Colonel Mustard to you.
What did I say? Oh, Mr. Mustard.
Yeah.
Sorry, Beatles fans. Well, I had a special edition of Clue where the pieces weren't just like the little sorry pieces. They were like actual like models molded and sculpted. They looked really cool. So it was always like Colonel Mustard killing everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So. But I would let Mrs. White live because I had our librarian at my preschool. Her name was Mrs. White. So I was like, oh, I can't kill Mrs. White.
Oh, I would have so killed Mrs. White and been like, guys, look, Mrs. White's dead.
Skylar White.
No, I liked Clue when I was a kid and nobody ever wanted to play it. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, that's a fun game. But once you play it a few times, it is better with more people. When you play it with like 3, the minimum, it's like way too easy to figure out.
And the worst part about Clue is it takes like fucking forever to get from room to room, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I think like all the corners, I think most of the rooms have like passages. So that's like where the strategy comes in, is like figuring out like, oh, I want to move here to, I want to move to like the dining room because I can,
No,
teleport.
I know, but that's not even strategy. You just see that the dining room has a portal to another room.
Yeah, I get. Well, that's probably why it's not too fun because it's limited.
We are just talking about games for kids, I guess, but
yeah,
apples to apples.
Well, they don't have adult board games. What's the Cards Against Humanity? I remember trying to play that game. The card that was like 2 midgets shitting in a bucket, like being around a group of people and seeing someone play that card and like everyone die laughing because it's the most lol XD random card.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'm about to do something against humanity right now if everyone laughs at the fucking Nickelback card one more time.
No, it is like the worst game ever. I remember, I don't even know, it might have been like my first or second night at college. People like on the floor were playing that. I was just like, this is so retarded. Having to laugh at answers. The only reason I liked that game, or Apples to Apples, I mean, when I was like a kid, was just because you have to like play a card based on who's going to pick it up, and I always thought I was better than other people at that. Like, they're going to think this card's funny.
Yeah. You have to tailor to their... What? I don't know. Sorry. I thought you were like... I don't know. I didn't play Apples to Apples. I know it's like...
but yeah, it's just like the kid version.
But is the goal to be funny?
That was always my goal.
Okay, I see. You were the jester from birth. It'd be better if you could just like fill in the cards.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess they give you blank ones, but... Even if you write on it with Sharpie, it's going to fade away. So they have to come up with a new version.
Oh, they have the Christian Cards Against Humanity too, and people will like mix.
Jeez.
Well, people will mix the decks of that and the Cards Against Humanity.
How am I supposed to make that funny? It doesn't have shit or fuck on it.
It doesn't make it more challenging. It makes it funnier because it's like, I don't know. What's the Cards Against Humanity question? Give me one.
Like, blank. Now that's what I call a fun Friday night.
No.
Okay, well, I just got blanked by blank.
So the Noah's Ark just fucked me or whatever. I don't know.
I just got raped by
it's more about the people that think it's like, oh, the heresy of this.
Yeah.
Making fun of the Bible.
Yeah. I mean, it's a game like just made for Redditors.
I don't remember. There's like a card if somebody wants to comment this and remind me of this, just like Jesus Christ getting beat to death by a dildo or something like that.
Yeah.
I have that in my memory too. I thought that one was good, but pretty bad game. What other card games are?
No, the best card game I will say is Man Bites Dog. It's like you get these random words, but you have to make like a headline out of it. I think that one's the fun because it's kid oriented, but you could do like priest rails kid. You could do stuff like that.
Yeah, but also doesn't. I have terrible grammar, and I think my grammar is always just off. So when I play it, I feel stupid.
Well, I think that it would come down to reading. Like if you can read and you have like better grammar than.
No, my grammar is terrible, but everything I read makes sense to me.
I don't know.
However I write things make sense to me.
Maybe I guess I've read enough of your text messages or something. I feel like you have good grammar, so I don't know.
Wow, good
Even
grammar.
Even when you tweet,
more like
you do grammar well.
Well grammar. Yeah, goodly.
So
goodly grammar.
Oh, let's see. Should we move on from the games or
no? Not even. We're not even into it.
I know. It was a trick question.
Oh yeah, Catan sucks because there's no depth to the strategy. Did I say that already?
Yeah.
You get mad. When you get mad, you stop trading. But you know who's even worse is your wife. How about that for a diss?
She does hold
wife joke.
She does hold some grudges.
No, she definitely does. I just noticed what you pulled up, by the way, on the screen.
It's two midgets shitting in a bucket.
So I was looking into if there's like a Connect 4 World Championship one time because I'm like so good at Connect 4, but apparently it's like, they say chess is just like an infinite game, millions of possible. Apparently Connect 4 is like there's only so many.
Finite.
Yeah. Like if you play first, you want the middle, or wait, no, you want rows 1, 3, 5.
Okay.
So there's like an ideal way to play it. Mm-hmm. So it's really like if you're the first one to go, you can win every time.
Gotcha. Huh. It's like with Mario Kart. They tried to do like a professional league of that, but the game is too randomized for players to be consistently good because of the stupid blue shell.
There's not Mario Kart leagues?
Mm-mm.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, put that in your mouth and smash it.
Here's a crazy one. So my grandma, she used to have this board game. It was so crazy. She had it.
Yeah,
I found it in her attic. It was this game. It was called Jumanji. Jumanji.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's this board game. And so when you play it, it's so crazy. You're not even going to believe me, but when you play Jumanji, you get sucked into the game.
Because it's like that good? Or
No. I'm saying like you literally get sucked in.
There's like a module for your penis to put it in. You mean sucked off?
No, you get pulled into the game. Like it becomes a whole new world. Like VR?
Yeah.
It's sort of like that, but without the goggles. You just get pulled in. So there's like a monkey driving a taxi going by.
What?
Elephant stampede with rhinos. The seagull comes by and steals the board game. And you can't leave, by the way, unless you press, I don't even remember.
You roll a 3.
You roll a 3.
Or whatever, yeah. Is Robin Williams in this?
No, but there's this guy that kind of looks like him.
Okay.
What did he do in that movie?
I thought he was the maker of I don't know. I thought he played the game.
He played it as a kid and he got stuck in there his whole life.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so he wasn't in there anymore when I played.
Okay. I found my way out. Oh, look, I just take this rope, I tied it around my neck, and I fall off. Oh, no. Woo.
No, but I actually had Jumanji.
Were you afraid to play it because you thought you might get sucked in?
No, I wasn't that retarded, but
I had Zathura.
I had the thought. Oh, there was a Zathura game?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like the same thing.
But it's space.
Yeah, I didn't like Zathura, so I just like looked at the game pieces. I don't even think it was mine. It was like a friend of mine who had it, and I just, yeah.
We've talked about that guy before on the pod. Remember that?
Robin Williams?
No, the guy who wrote those books.
What's his name?
I don't remember, but we talked about the Garden of Razizi or whatever the fuck it's called. It was a black and white children's book I liked. But anyway, I can't remember his name. But a children's author I do like, Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
And did you have any favorite books by him? when you're?
Yeah, I did. I read the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory book. There was a second one I didn't read, but in the third one I read.
Oh, Charlie and the through the
glass elevator.
The glass.
Charlie breaking the glass ceiling.
Well, I think I'm getting it mixed up with Alice in Wonderland. Through the looking glass.
In the third one that was never released, they like go to the White House and like take over America or something crazy like that. There's like a draft of it.
No, I read the draft. Yeah, for sure.
What's the other one? The Witches.
Oh yeah.
I liked that one. I
thought there was one you were telling me the other day you liked, but
oh yeah, James and the Giant Cheeks. Yeah, I was supposed to say that. I had some prepared jokes I wrote down, and in case one of them fell through, I was gonna say that to get back on. So
sorry, I forced you to tell that joke ahead of time. James and the Giant Cheeks.
James and the Giant Cheeks. I watched the movie. I didn't read the manga. I'd watched the anime of James and the Giant Cheeks. So speaking of that, actually, there was did you ever read the Naruto manga books as a kid at all?
No.
They were fairly popular in my school, and mainly because in the first issue he like turns himself into like a naked girl, and like anime they'd like, or in manga they'd like draw tits, but they just like wouldn't put the nipples on, and they'd just like draw naked girls. So I was like, oh, I've got to get into this series. And then when I found out they had like an anime, I was like, oh, even better. But then they like cover it all up, and I was like so disappointed.
You wanted to see? You're into hentai?
As a fourth grader, in this one instance, yeah.
No, that's like in Dragon Ball. That's what I remember Bulma. First or second episode, Flash's old master Roshi, and I was hooked on Bulma. After that, I was like, wow, I love her.
I actually, when I was like in middle school, I would like have a tab. This is so off. I don't even know if I'm gonna say. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this on because it's weird to talk about porn. But like, I'd always have a tab of like hentai, so in case my parents, if they ever caught me, I'd switch to that, and I'd be like, I thought it was Pokemon. That was like my.
What was the other tab?
Like regular porn.
You wouldn't just have Pokemon pulled up? Why would you switch tabs?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, did you ever
like watch hentai?
No, did you ever get caught?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well.
But did you ever get caught?
I think one time I did, and I just played it off. Like I just was like, dude, I'm just fucking moving around in bed.
There was a kid in my middle school though who did get caught. He was like jerking off in the bathroom stall, and we would just call him Jerky every single day. Like he got made fun of so much, but it's like why would you do that? And it was like during passing period too. So like the bathrooms like had a lot of people in there. So maybe he like got started before class ended, and he was like, "Oh crap, I got to finish up. People are coming in." But someone like saw it, and they like went under the stall and sucked him off. No, he like opened the door or something, and then the guy who was beating off like came out, and he's like, "Stop it, stop it!" He's like, "He's touching me with his jizz." It's crazy.
We had somebody in high school named Joe. He was a couple years younger. And he was just watching goth porn in like the like during a business class. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like the teacher was so nice. How could you do that in our classroom? And people just watched him because it was like rows of computers. And he wasn't in the back row. He was in the third row. He kind of tilted his monitor a little bit.
So everyone could see.
So like 20% of people couldn't see, and then everybody else still could. And he's just sitting there with headphones and watching goth porn.
He's using like the teacher's laptop that's like hooked up to the projector. He doesn't know he's watching it. I think I said this on an episode that never aired, but speaking of business class porn, a kid went to go do a presentation and like gave the flash drive to a teacher, and this kid had child porn on his computer, and it wasn't bad.
I'm not that computer savvy.
Look, I'm not saying child porn's awesome. I'm saying it's awesome that that happened.
Yeah. Well, he was like 18 too. And it wasn't even like, oh, you're dating a 17-year-old and you have naked pictures of her. It was like kids. It was awful. The superintendent, the principal got involved, but they didn't do anything about it. They were like, we're not going to call the cops since he's like still a student. But like you guys have to counsel.
Was it naked kids or kids getting fucked? I mean, I know it does not matter, but it's like, but really, one of those is. Well, I mean, no, both.
I don't know the actual answer to that, but if I were to guess, I think it was just like naked.
Did the
kids.
teacher pull it up in class?
I don't think so. No, I think they
Just
saw
all seeing naked 5-year-old.
maybe he had like the files named or something, and then
What if he just dragged it from his desktop and put it on the kid's computer because he hated it? On the kid's desktop 'cause he hated it?
Yeah.
He's like, what the hell is this?
Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny. Just yeah, every kid here in this class had child porn on here. I don't know what's going on here.
The teacher like goes in during the summer. He's like, so about that raise, I've caught a
Yeah.
lot of kids with child porn.
About that disciplinary bonus. Yeah, every kid has child porn on their flash drives. So, but he didn't get suspended. I think he had to like undergo counseling. And our friend Nelson was still friends with him. And I didn't know this about the guy. And he was like a normal guy, which was so that's why it was so like crazy to figure out that he would like watch child porn. But this was I met him and I like actually talked to him like a year after it happened, and he would still like allude to like young girls. Like he'd be like, "Oh, that girl's a little too old for me, but she's attractive." And it was like a high schooler.
12-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, because like I was out of high school.
Yeah.
He was like a few years older than me, and he looks at a high school girl and he's like, too old for me. But he like laughs it off like it was okay. And I couldn't hang out with him. And I told Nelson, I was like, why are you like friends with this guy? Like, and he's like, who do you think sends him to child porn, dude?
That was a spot-on impression of Nelson.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm trying to remember if there's any other porn scandals in school.
I've got another one to fill time. This football player, when he graduated, he like did gay porn. And so we found it. I found it because I'm always looking at gay porn. No, someone found it. And he did like a photo shoot, and it's like the first few photos he's like smiling, and they look like beautiful senior pictures. It's like, oh wow, look at him, he's smiling. And then the next one, he's like just jizzing all over himself. Like it's insane how quickly the photo book just like ramps it up all the way. But it was crazy.
That's awesome.
His younger brother was in our grade, and I mean that's what I mean. That's what's so crazy about like normalizing like OnlyFans and stuff. It's, you know, if those girls have kids, I mean, those kids are like gonna kill themselves because everyone in school is just gonna like pull up their mom's porn and like show them. And
Nah, enough people use aliases, and also, I mean, there's just too much of it now. It's like people worrying that like somebody's gonna make a deep fake porn of you or something, you know? Like people are worried about that, and it's like,
I think the kids would figure out because it's like, oh, I know my friend and his mom like looks like a, you know, she has an OnlyFans.
I know, but if your name was Cherry Butt Plug on OnlyFans, and then you,
yeah, that's yeah. I think it would make it a little bit harder, but I think some of the kids, they'd figure it out. They'd find it one way or another. But
I mean, I would definitely be looking, but also I feel like at least one person from my school has to have got into like some kind of porn, and there's none. There's a few people that, you know, vibrate themselves
yeah,
on OnlyFans, and that's about it.
I didn't even know if they do that. I mean, I just knew about the kid who like took like photography photos of him beating off, and that's it.
Damn, gay porn.
Yeah.
Well, is that gay? There's not another dude in it.
No, but it was just gay that he did that, so we would just call it gay porn. And his younger brother was in our grade, so we're like, why does your brother do gay porn? But even he's like, I don't know, because he's fucking gay. Stupid.
Damn, that would suck. Speaking of gay porn, how about Candyland? Let's just finish off this board game bracket. Candyland, I wish I could remember the people's names in that.
Billy and Mandy.
No. Well, basically.
Willy Wonka. Will he Wanka?
Look up Candyland people really quick. I just need to see some names. I can't remember any. I know one of them is Mr. Licorice or some shit. Lord Licorice.
Lord Licorice. Princess Frostine.
She's the hottest.
Grandma Nut.
Well, hold on. Is it Princess Lolly?
Lolly, yeah.
Well, I'll just have you know, I'm not into Lolly. I'm into Frostine. Pull up that third one there, that third image. I know nobody can see this. Yeah, I was so into Princess fucking Blueberry or whatever. I just said her name, but not the fat lady.
The one on the far left.
Yeah.
The Anya Taylor-Joy
No.
looking one. That's what she looks a little bit like.
Why?
Because she's got like...
She doesn't have stupid eyes, stupid rabbit eyes like her.
Yeah, I guess she doesn't. All right.
She's got big, beautiful anime eyes. We should just like watch hentai the rest of the time. Now that you
when we get video, that's what's just going to be playing in the background, like on the monitor. Just have hentai.
It is weird that people like in hentai. There's only taboos. You know, it's like people getting fucked. I mean, I'm not doing this bit right now, but people getting fucked by the squid or whatever, that octopus.
Right.
I remember the first time I learned about that though, and it was like the first time I learned about hentai. You know, somebody led with the squid video. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Teen Titan. Was that what it was? Or was there just
I don't
there's
know.
a whole
well,
genre
there's also
of it.
like the genre of like porn parody, not or like cartoons of like Peter Griffin like fucking Stewie. You know what I mean? There's like that.
Well, that's what I was originally going to say, is that like all the taboos of
the
it
girl.
has to be the people in the family fucking.
Yeah.
It has to be Stewie getting sucked off by
It
his
can't
mom.
just be like a hot generic cartoon girl. Hot cartoon, as of a hot. Like, can't just be Jessica Rabbit. Having sex with the normal guy. It has to be the bunny. Yeah, that stuff is crazy. Which, again, I'm a sucker for Rule 34 stuff because I'll look it up just out of curiosity because I think it's really funny. But what really creeps me out is like when I see people and you can see the drawings and you can tell that they like are seriously trying to like make it, you know, like sexy. And I'm like, that's where it's so creepy. Like, I just want to see like Sonic the Hedgehog with like a dick the size of like the Empire State Building and it going into Tails' tail.
Yeah. Is DeviantArt just for Rule 34 stuff, or is it like what even is? I've never been on DeviantArt. I know I've Googled stuff and it had come up before, but
I don't know. I thought it was for like selling like products. Like if you wanted to have like your own custom shitty design on a t-shirt.
Well, it has the word deviant in it.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of Etsy. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, DeviantArt is porn.
No, I feel like I Google Rule 34 for most things just to see. Well, if like Mario, I feel like I've looked it up at least once.
And people do some pretty funny like edits. Someone had edited like a Super Mario Odyssey, like a screenshot of Mario, but then he's just like naked and just has a dick and balls and like that. I don't know. To me, that's just so funny. But
fakes in general are hilarious though, because I know like the Obama fucking Hillary photo
or like
or whatever.
People will like Photoshop like AOC to have like bigger tits and like you see her nipples through her shirt. And I've even seen, I like it when they like make her white. They'll like turn her into like a white woman with like blonde hair.
I love the X-ray people too, though. Since you said like looking through the shirt, or whatever, people that will like they'll put like I might hit my cable, or is that just my dick's hitting the cable?
Yeah.
Where people will just create this will show how much I forgot about Photoshop, but whatever, create a layer over a selection over the shirt, you know, and then change like the brightness or whatever.
Yeah, to get it to like match the skin tone.
Up the saturation so those nipples pop through a little bit easier.
Yeah. It's like, like they're doing CSI like crime.
I don't know. I remember
I
remember seeing that with Ivanka Trump too, where somebody just does like a see-through over a shirt.
That's so funny. I bet they could do like AI now, where it's like you insert a photo of a woman and it's like make her topless.
No, they have deepfake, Mr. Deepfakes. You know about the website?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. No, Mr. Deepfake, Mr. Beast's brother. It's another shock video. Two girls.
No, Mr. Deepfakes is all just celebrity fakes. It's crazy because now it's starting to look pretty real. I mean, some of them are so wonky and funny.
Yeah.
But no, the technology's got better. I've monitored all these technologies closely over the last few years.
I do also remember in like 6th grade, middle school, giving a middle schooler an iPod Touch and like unrestricted internet access.
I was horrible. I was on.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And I would type in like Megan Fox like nude and just like the shittiest like Photoshop jobs of her like fully naked. And I remember being like, dude, I can't believe I'm the only one who has access to this photo.
I remember too. I would just put in celebrity name nude like into Google, and then
boobs.
all the butt.
Just like,
and then just the nude fakes come up. I'm like, is this real?
Yeah.
But then I think the fappening happened toward the end of high school, and I remember being like, holy shit, look at all this Jennifer Lawrence stuff.
Yeah. Because that was like a subreddit, wasn't it? Yeah, no, I'm pretending like I don't know.
The subreddit would get banned all the time. It became like a website, or I don't know. Maybe it was like an image board first.
It's like a .gov now. The government officially recognizes it.
Well, there's that website like maybe 6 years ago that was just like basically ended up becoming like a revenge porn, or like, oh, I'm posting my ex's selfies or nude selfies, and there's basically a ton of child porn on it. So they had to ban this website. But it was like being run through like it was like one of those forums, like I don't know, I'm saying one of them forums, like a 4chan almost. And now it got taken over by like the Dutch government, and so it would redirect to like a Dutch website or something. I don't know. Remember, have we talked about the Kim Kardashian sex tape?
I don't know if we have.
That's like that was the biggest letdown ever when it's just like the most vanilla.
The most,
It was the most vanilla porn for having such a black man in it.
Yeah, it was not good.
I also heard that they were like on drugs. Isn't that like what came out years later? That they were like on ecstasy, like Molly or something? And
I don't know.
Because I mean, the reactions were ridiculous.
Yeah.
She's barely getting poked in the butt. And she's like, I'm not doing it. Fuck up, Ray J. You know?
She's like, that's his dick hitting her face.
So yeah, that was pretty boring.
So
I always wished one of the other one. Never mind.
I don't even know who Ray J is. He sure ain't no Steve Harwell of Smash Mouth who died. I feel like we at least need to mention that because
we were gonna get to it.
Okay. Maybe we should stop talking about porn. We've been talking about it.
Well, I know because I sound like a hungry hippo. That was a game that was fun to just smash. Another game that's fun to smash.
Operation.
By the way, the overlap in all of this is the Britney Spears Newgrounds game where you take her clothes off. You know, the Flash game where you just remove.
Yeah, I was too afraid to click on that because I didn't want to use the computer for that.
I was such a classic little kid. I would like click on it and then like back out of it, you know, like
oh yeah.
Pussy out. By the way, one time my cousin and I were staying at my grandma's and we were like on the computer at like 2 a.m. and he like types in like you know, I think it might have been what's her name from Transformers? What'd you say? Megan Fox. Yeah, you know, Megan Fox boobs. And I like put my hand on the mouse. I was like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. And he like pressed my hand down. He goes, well, if anybody asks, you clicked it. I get my hand. I was like, God damn it.
Dude, that's like a scene in Oppenheimer when he's like, I don't know if I want to use the nuke and someone else presses it down.
Dude, he was a horrible little cousin, by the way. Well, he was older than me, but he was shorter than me. But he was the one that would just freeze movies. He would like find the nude parts in movies and he would like pause and show me it and we'd like watch it 50 times. I was like, I don't know. My mom's going to come down here and see this. I'm going to get in trouble. And he's like, but look, you can see her ass in Austin Powers. Anyway, Operation. Let me just say a couple more. I broke Operation though. I would like
by like just pressing the metal.
Yeah, because I would just get so mad when I would lose at it, and I would just start. And I think I ripped the cable out one time.
Oh, gotcha.
So I had to get a new one. But anyway, that's board games. Anybody die this last week?
Yes, Steve Harwell. First of all, that's a tragedy because he is a Steve. He's a fellow Steve who's passed away. Then Jimmy Buffett died, which is like I didn't know he was still alive. So. You, though, were listening, just so happened to be listening to him, like, what, the day before he died?
Jimmy Buffett?
No, Smash Mouth.
Yeah, I was.
And I guess, what did you listen to? Did you have any take? Were you listening?
I mean, I listened to the 3 songs. I listened to All-Star. I listened to Walking on the Sun. And what's the other one?
I Can't Get Enough of You, Baby.
Yeah, sure.
The
but I didn't
Trinity.
like what's the other Shrek one, though? I don't like that.
Oh, I'm
just
a
the cover.
Believer?
Just a
Yeah.
cover of Monkeys. I'm a monkey. So, yeah, no, I just listened to those like 4 songs. But I like Walking on the Sun.
Perry and Kingsley.
Yes.
You know, it's funny. I was looking at some interview with him, Steve Harwell, and he was saying, like, Walking on the Sun's like the most original song ever. But when it came out, they even acknowledged, like, yeah, we took that from Perry and Kingsley. So it's like, what is it?
I think that Perry and Kingsley, I think, just took all their music, too. Because I think it was just, well, not all of it, but that is, I thought was just like from some Russian, like, Tchaikovsky or some shit.
Gotcha.
Wait, is that an author? Is that the guy that everybody was talking about? Tchaikovsky's the composer.
Okay.
Anyway, so I think they just copied from him too. But that is crazy that he would say it's the most original.
Yeah, of them. Well, because I guess the lyrics were about, it was like the Rodney King riots. Like the song was about like, what if everyone was happy instead of being angry about this black guy dying? And I didn't know. I looked it up the other day. For the longest time, I never knew what he said at the beginning. Like in my brain, he would say like, "It ain't no joke, my mind's all bad, it was a bonnet." He says he wants to buy the world a toke, but he says toke in the song like 50 times. So he's like already using like outdated
you're right.
boomer
There is
slang.
a section where I feel like, and then we toked and toked and toked. And
So then we toked and we joked and then toked.
might as well be sucking on some cock.
Might as well be drinking all my cum. It is sad though that he died because it does mark like the end of an era of like we're I don't know people in our age group.
End of an era for this fucking guy.
Yeah, well he did die of like alcoholism or like liver failure. But did you see that video of him? It was like one of his last concerts. It was like a TikTok somebody made. Here, I can pull it up.
My favorite thing too is that Dave Portnoy, whenever people ask him who is your biggest like business person that you follow, you look up to, you aspire to, he says Jimmy Buffett. And you would think that he's like fucking up trying to say Warren Buffett.
Right.
But no, he just likes that Jimmy Buffett made a whole career out of like leisure and day drinking.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of...
And selling that message to people.
I think... what was I going to say? Well, like the cheeseburger in paradise and like Dave Portnoy's the cheese pizza in paradise guy, you know, it's like similar thing.
Cheese pizza. It ain't no joke. I'm gay as fucking I'm a nigga.
Okay, I know the ethics of this aren't great, but I did just see Smash Mouth perform live at a local beer and wine festival. When I say this is the most chaotic show I've...
Unintelligible speech.
Okay. It ain't no joke about to Heil Hitler. Get that hyena laugh.
That's him?
Yeah.
He looks like shit. I mean, now he's dead, but...
Yeah.
Whoa.
He looks like Shrek. Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Not a good ending for him. But you know what also happened to him? He had a like 6-month-old kid like die of leukemia like early in their career too. So they say that's what like began his like 20-year long you know, addiction to alcohol.
Yeah, it wasn't being a fucking rock star.
No, that had nothing to do with it, miraculously. So
they were never taken seriously, which is fine, but I feel like they sort of exist in a nice place in like the late 90s, early 2000s or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, they were like early 90s too, weren't they? But I wasn't born yet, so I wouldn't know.
Well, and for us, it's like they had like Disney Channel and like Nickelodeon songs. So I think that kind of plays into that whole like era of like the power pop, you know, like the happy, hoppy, scoppy, hopscotchy music.
Yeah. I mean, because now it just like if somebody made a song like that, we would just laugh at them.
Yeah.
But it's sort of just because of where it exists in time.
Yeah, and being in Shrek, I think, was a big part of it, too, because, like, Shrek is, like, a weird, kind of goofy thing, so it's like, if that song existed on its own, like, All-Star, it would have been really weird, but since it was put in through this, like, goofy, weird Austin Powers actor movie, they kind of were able to take that energy and, like, harness it and have it propel their career.
Who's the better Shrek band, them or Counting Crows?
I think them. What did Counting Crows have?
They had the one that Sam Hyde sang in AI.
Accidentally in love.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe they only had one song. I don't know why I was thinking they had another one, but yeah, Sam Hyde sang that in AI.
I love the Sam Hyde AI Californication. Well, back on the diarrhea thing too. Sam,
yeah.
You see that video of Sam Hyde on an airplane? He's like on a flight and he's like playing a little video game and the caption.
Oh, when he's going to Miami?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Could you imagine having to sit next to Sam Hyde like on a plane or like near him?
No, that'd be horrible.
It'd be awful. Same plane with the diarrhea. Fish tank takes place in an airplane.
I was thinking too, we watched Louis J. Gomez's special.
Yeah.
And at the beginning he was talking about like shit or something. And but Sam Hyde earlier in the day had like shared that. And I was just thinking, you know, anytime I hear poop in Sam Hyde, he does talk about poop a lot.
He does. And that could also just be because like I hate talking about it. So hearing anyone ever bring it up at all is like, it's weird to me. Like even watching Jackass 3 when they had that skit, the scat skit.
Oh, the very beginning?
Yeah, I like had to turn away and like I was like, I'm not going to watch this part where there's shit on screen. it's too gross for me. I can't handle it. I watched the rest of the movie, but.
Damn. What about when whatever the guy, who is it? Who's the really fat guy? Lacey or some shit? What's that guy's name?
Big fat faggot.
Anyway, he does like the treadmill or the exercise bike and he sweats into like the fucking trash bags and the guy has to like.
That I can suspend like my disbelief to be like, oh, that's just water. That I can like watch, but it is still gross.
Yeah.
But like seeing actual shit is not like, I'm okay with like the porta potty stuff. Like when they launch the porta potty up, I can just kind of be like, oh, it's pretend. But like seeing it come out of that's
directly out of his asshole.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you already saw it, so what's the worst that can happen?
I don't know. I throw up. There was one in the second movie that was like, it was too off. It was like dry heaving. Maybe, but it might not have even been shit related. But yeah, we watched Shane Gill. We talked during Shane Gillis's stand-up special. It was like, I guess it was fine. I don't know. I don't like the way he holds the mic.
Yeah.
You know, that just bothered me a little too much. His jokes are like a little too like, right? Am I right? Like, why does he need the audience to be on board with his jokes? He always.
My entire thing with his humor is that he just does this thing where he's like, he shits on himself kind of, and he shits on like being white, but he tries to do it in this way that's not serious, but he is like, I don't know. I don't understand his motivation for things, but
yeah. Lewis I thought was going to be awful because it was like, 30 minutes with Louis J. Gomez. It's like, oh, you couldn't write an hour. And then I saw another thumbnail from another comedian that did the same setup as Lewis. And I was like, oh, this is a company just shitting these out. First few minutes weren't the best, but that was really funny. I like actually laughed at the.
Lewis talks a lot about his date rapes.
Yeah. Lewis's rape confessional.
Mm-hmm.
He does a really good act out of like retarded people, and no, he's funny. He kind of does remind me of like Ian Ian Fidance, when the only Ian we've ever talked about on the podcast. So I'm glad I clarified that. Where they'll like make a statement, but then they always have to like diverge from it. It's like they themselves. I'm using the right pronouns. They get sick of the rigmarole of telling jokes, so then they like throw a wrench in to make it funny. They're good at doing that.
I think Lewis writes most of his stuff ahead of time. I don't think he was really. I don't see the similarity, but.
Well, I mean, he'll say something like, he's like, well, on my podcast, when he was closing it out, he was like, we made fun of like these retarded people because we watched them dance. They were on ESPN and we were laughing. And so I did feel bad after the podcast. So I called, one of the parents, and the parent was like, don't apologize to me, apologize to my daughter. So she picked up the phone, like,
yeah.
You expect him to be like, oh, I'm sorry. But then it's like, no, the retarded person was retarded. That's what I mean. When he's telling the story, the retarded person to just be like, oh, it's okay, no problem.
Right.
That's
what you expect. But I thought you were talking about how like Ian gets all nervous and he throws something in.
No.
Okay.
It's like the same outcome, but different ways that it's done.
Look, I thought it was funny from start to finish. So, Lewis, if you want me on Gas Digital, I'll leave this fucking stupid button. No, I'm just kidding, but bring me on gas.
Yeah, all gas, no brakes.
I thought it was funny, and I like that Lewis actually says offensive stuff, not to do this gay thing, but I do think it's so much. It is really so bad when you see. It's almost this new era of like, there's this dark comedian out there, Tom Segura.
Right.
Ooh. Yeah, he's so controversial. Why? Because he says he has serial killer eyes. That's his joke.
But there's like ABC News did a report on Tom, and they were like, he's not afraid of getting canceled. And his joke is like, if I saw Brad Pitt, I'd be like, have sex with me, motherfucker. And then like the journalist is like, so you're not afraid of ever being canceled? And he's like, well, it's my job. Literally the fucking Tom Myers, I have to do what I have to do. And yeah, Lewis will say like stuff that's like considered offensive, but he's not doing it. He's doing it because that's just who he is, not because he's trying to do what fucking sludge faggot is trying to do. And
right.
Yeah, it is refreshing to see. And, I think it's also like a silver lining, because I think a lot of people, like, they like to get close to the line, like Tom, but they won't ever cross it because they're afraid they're going to, like, lose sponsors. But, like, Lewis, he's, like, he's been making rounds on everyone's shows. So it's like he's a successful comedian podcaster. His show, Real Ass Podcast Exclusives, acronym for RAPE. You can do stuff like that, and you can still, like, I don't know, like do the same stuff that like Bert Kreischer does. You can still go on Joe Rogan and get all these same perks. So it just makes everyone else look like a giant fucking pussy.
Has Lewis been on Rogan?
He was actually just on Rogan today. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So. Well, I'm about out of stuff.
Oh, the last thing I wanted to say about Rogan, though, he had Bill Maher on, and it was pretty funny because in the first 10 minutes, they're talking about like black on black crime and like how to handle it. And Bill Maher's whole thing is like, how about you both just knock it off? Like, that was literally his only solution, is like, could they just stop killing each other? I mean, really. And he had his feet up on the desk. So disrespectful to Joe's dojo.
Yeah, and at the very beginning when Joe's like, no, you can have your feet up there, Joe doesn't like it at all. Because he got mad that one time when Tom Green was on and he put his boots on. So.
Yeah. So, Bill Maher, shortest podcast for Joe Rogan ever. It's always super short. So
he claimed that he had to get going because he had a show in like an hour. So
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that is gonna do it today for Steve and Steven. So we'll talk to you later and see you later.
All right, bye.